Friends, good morning. My name is Wendy. I'm on the pastoral team here at Two Rivers Church. I use she and her pronouns, and I am really happy that you're here with us this morning as we are continuing in our series called Theology. Over these past few weeks, we've been looking at the theology, the understanding, the reasons behind some of our most popular t-shirts here at Two Rivers Church. You can find them in our store. You can see that link that's right below, and it'll be in the comments. And so today we're looking at our original church shirt. You are beautiful. This is a phrase that has defined us from the very beginning of our life together as a congregation. It is what's been so meaningful and connecting to so many folks throughout these past couple of years. And it's a way that really leads us each and every day into our future as a community together. So we have an incredibly special guest who's with us today, Patti O'Furniture, South Carolina's premier drag queen, and also a United Methodist is here with us, and we are so excited about that. You're going to hear a wonderful conversation about what You Are Beautiful means to some of our youngest people, and we're going to get to experience incredible and beautiful music together as we pray. So friends, as we get ready to enter into this time of worship, know that we share the peace of Christ with each other. It's a way of recognizing and honoring the very Spirit of God in each of us. So I invite you to take a minute, share the peace of Christ with someone in your home, send a text or a phone call. Let someone that you love know you see the Spirit of God in them and you wish them peace this day. The peace of Christ be with you.
Hi, my name is Eleanor, and this is what You Are Beautiful means to me. It means that you're passionate, you're gorgeous, you're just everything. You're just everything. Yeah, you're just everything. Like everybody is special. Everything has their specials. It's just special. One of the most special things that I have is a picture of me as a baby eating prunes. I just think it's special. It's probably special to my mom, and it's just special. I love the You Are Beautiful shirt. I'm actually currently not wearing it. I just love it because it stands out. Just the thing that it says. You are beautiful. Okay, so when quarantine wasn't a thing, I saw around 100 people a day. So, sometimes not, but around 100 people a day. And a lot of them don't notice me. It's just important. Like, it's important. Like, you are beautiful. You're beautiful. Like, doesn't that accomplish something? Like, you are beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. You are beautiful. Yeah. And that's just important. It's nice to be in a church that allows everybody, no matter what, literally, no matter what. Yeah, and that's just special to me. Like, everyone deserves to have the right to be treated not nicely, and it's just important. Okay, so, yeah, just like, you are beautiful. It's the message that everyone's trying to spread at Two Rivers. You are beautiful. My mom has a shirt that says that you are the image of God, and that's important. Like, and my mom has a card on her door that says, you are beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Yay. Bye.
Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Oh, my soul, praise Him, for He is my health and salvation. Come all who hear, now to God's simple draw near. Join me in glad adoration. Praise to the Lord above all things, so wondrously reigning, sheltering you under his wings and so gently sustaining. Have you not seen all that is needful has been sent by God's gracious ordaining? Praise to the Lord who will prosper your work and defend you. Surely God's goodness and mercy shall daily attend you. Ponder anew what the Almighty can do, if with his love he befriends you. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, opening to the sun above. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, opening to the sun above. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, opening to the sun above. Praise to the Lord, oh let all that is in me adore him. All that has life and breath, come now with praises before him. Let the amen sound from his people again, gladly forever adore him. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, opening to the sun above.
I had the chance this week to talk to one of my bosses, and he was saying how amazed he was at the incredible generosity of this community. Just this week, we were able to have our monthly music and worship night hosted by Kara Shannon, and Kara put together so many amazing artists from our community to do a bunch of different songs, and we did it all as a fundraiser for New Hope United Methodist Church, one of our sister churches right down on Cainhoy Road that was destroyed by a fire at the beginning of September. We wanted to show a visible sign of how we're connected to them and how we want to give back to our community. And so between individual gifts and gifts on that night, we've received almost $500 to go to New Hope to help them with their rebuilding efforts. No matter what you can say about this community, you can always say that we are one of abundance and generosity. So if you feel called to make a financial gift today to our church, you can do so by following the instructions to our website. You can also give right here on Facebook with the donate button. We are a community that does not hoard for ourselves, but freely gives to all, and I'm so thankful for you.
At that time, Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan River so that John would baptize him. John tried to stop him and said, "I need to be baptized, yet you come to me?" Jesus answered, "Allow me to be baptized now. This is necessary to fulfill all righteousness." So John agreed to baptize Jesus. When Jesus was baptized, he immediately came up out of the water. Heaven was opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God coming down like a dove and resting on him. A voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, whom I dearly love. I find happiness in him." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Come on, proud, come on, greedy, come on, liars, come on, shame, come on, wealthy, come receiving to the table, come today. Come on, broken, come on, needy, come on, pouring, come on, shamed. Come on, rulers, come be seated. Come on, sinners, come on, saints. Come to the table from near and from far. Come from the shadows, come out of the dark. There's room at the table. We saved you a seat. Come to the banquet. Come join in the feast. Every race, every nation, come all rebels, come all gay, from the fringes come to Jesus, to the table full of grace, to the table come and stay, come to the table, come eat and come drink. There's no inner circle. Come dine with the King. Recline at the table. Come let down your guard. You're never a stranger. Just come as you are. Come be old. Come be loved. Come accepted. Come now, come. Come be old. Come be loved. Come accepted. Come now, come. Come be old. Come be loved. Come accepted. Come now, come. Prepared is the table. We're ready to feast. The party's waiting. There's more still to feed. The harvest is ready. Go fill every sea. Go leave out the nation. A kingdom of peace.
Friends, I am so excited. This is hands down the most excited that I've been in the past 6 months to be able this morning to welcome as our incredible special guest to worship, Patti O'Furniture. Patti, we are so happy that you're here with us.
I'm just so honored to be asked to be a part of your worship service, and was thrilled when I got the request, because like your shirt says, I believe that you are beautiful and all of God's creatures are beautiful. Some of us do take a little bit more makeup to be beautiful than others, but it's what's on the inside that counts.
Yes. Well, for those of you who have not had the chance to meet or see or experience Patti in person, Patti is one of the most influential drag queens in all of the state. And I know that you do a lot of performing in Charleston as well, where we're located. And I just am so honored that you're here with us today. And so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm actually celebrating 21 years as an entertainer this year.
You're legal now.
Yes, my drag anniversary is October 11th. So 21 years I've been entertaining. Started in Columbia, South Carolina, but for the past 10 years I've been based in Charleston, performing at different bars and clubs and events there. Currently, I've been playing the role of MC of Charleston Pride, but I also work with places like Pounce Cat Cafe downtown, hosting their drag bingo, Palmetto Community Care, doing their big gay bingo event, the Charleston Blockade, the gay rugby team in Charleston. I love using the gifts that God gave me, and MAC Cosmetics gave me as well, to spread some love in our community. I think, especially now, that's so important. And it's the way I was raised. And I was raised a good Methodist, still a member of Central United Methodist Church up in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Proud to say that we are a church that is on the more progressive side of our denomination.
Yes.
And our pastor up there is leading the charge to be as inclusive as we can. And of course, there's a big question mark over a lot of that right now, but I'm so glad that congregations like yours are spreading the word of love and acceptance and being beautiful.
Yes. Well, one of the ways that we first were introduced to each other last year when we had the General Conference, our large United Methodist Global Gathering, our congregation really was kind of at the forefront of offering an inclusive church response. And a lot of the media in the state, and Stanton Adams, who's our creative director and was our main spokesperson during that time, you sent him an email just encouraging him. And you'd have no idea, the time that you resent that was a time when we were feeling very, very weary. And we never questioned what we were doing, because we know that God has really called us to this particular work. But you can still feel weary even when you know you're doing the right thing. And that email that you sent to us really gave us the energy and encouragement for the next stage of our response together. So just wanted to say thank you, how much something so simple you probably don't even remember really meant so much to us.
Well, one thing that I do believe in is those small acts of kindness, of generosity, of love. What may be small to you isn't small to somebody else. And the work you all are doing is not small by any means. Letting everyone know, whether they're members of the LGBTQ community or they're allies, or they're just looking for a place where they fit in. I think it's so important that we let people like that know that they have a home in our church.
Yes.
I mean, growing up as a little kid who was always a little bit different, I loved going to MYF on Sunday nights, and I loved making friends and bringing them to church on Sunday night with me. Working in the church nursery, I was one of the little helpers who would, when they were really crowded in our nursery during church services, they would pull me, and I would get to be the cool guy. Oh my gosh, hold on, I just broke character. People might not realize I'm a drag queen. I forgot to say that up front. Yeah, hey everybody, guess what? I'm a man. But yeah, it was sending a positive role model as a young kid. There were other little kids in the nursery, and they're like, okay, cool, there's a big guy who looks sort of like us. And years later, one of those kids came out to me and said that one of the things that caused him to be comfortable enough to come out was that he remembered seeing me around church, and he didn't know that I was gay at the time, but he knew that I was different like him. And so, again, it's those little things that you never know how it's going to impact somebody. I have a little mantra that I believe in, and it's spread happiness. It's just do one thing every day, one little thing every day that you hope will spread happiness. And that can be something as simple as opening the door for somebody, especially in this time of COVID where you're not supposed to touch things and interact with people. Holding the door as somebody walks into a restaurant or a store, could mean a lot to somebody, especially somebody who might be immunocompromised and they don't want to touch it. So, but thank you for saying that. And I'm so glad to know that my message to you and your congregation was received with all the love that it was meant.
Yes. Well, I as I hear you share that story, I just think of how you're really called to live with a sense of integrity. And that seems like something that's been really important to you in your life. And I just have to imagine that came from your parents, especially your mom is the one who I think we know the most, Representative Liz Patterson, and just how much she gave of herself and really helped change the shape of South Carolina in her public service. And she also was such an active woman of faith as well. And it seems like you really have learned and gleaned so much from her.
Oh, most definitely. For anyone who doesn't know, my mother was a public official here in South Carolina. She was the second woman ever elected to the South Carolina State Senate. And she served for 6 years in Washington as the first woman ever elected to a full term to the U.S. House of Representatives from South Carolina. But in 1992, she lost her bid for re-election, and in 1994 attempted to run for lieutenant governor and was unsuccessful. And at that point, she sort of re-examined her path in life, as we all do from time to time. And she went and got a master's degree and worked in higher education for a while. But she became very involved in the leadership of the United Methodist Church. She was consistently a delegate to our annual conference here in South Carolina, and eventually was selected as a delegate to General Conference. And attended General Conference. And for everybody who doesn't know, that's sort of like our international gathering for the leadership of the Methodist Church. And Mom was a delegate to that body for 4 different general conferences where they were having different conversations. But one of the big conversations that they were having was about LGBTQ issues, both affecting clergy and membership and same-sex marriage. My mother served on a subcommittee called the General Board of Church and Society, which deals with social issues in our denomination, and made her last great cause that she championed in her life to make her denomination inclusive for all of her children. And that's both her children that she gave birth to, me and my brother and sister, but all of the children that she knew. And to know that my mom's last big cause was to make our church a place that I was included and I was welcome really means a lot to me. And I tell everybody, one of my favorite messages that I've saved on my phone, and I actually have now converted it so I have it saved on my laptop and I can listen to it whenever I want to. When Mom was at General Conference in Fort Worth, Texas, she called me and left a voicemail message, and it starts off with, "If my child was brave enough to come out and live his life truthfully, I thought it was time that I come out as well." And I was like, when I heard it, I was like, my mother's a lesbian? What? What Mom had done that night at General Conference, she had stood up and put her rainbow stole around her neck to show that she was a supportive member of General Conference. And she said when she did it, she was one of the only people that stood up in this room of 1,000 or so people.
Yeah.
But that the minute she did it, she looked to her left and looked to her right, and others stood up. And again, it's those small acts. You never know what the impact is going to be. But the fact that Mom did that, and that I knew that she was doing it for me, meant so much.
Yeah.
And when Mom did pass away, we had her service at Central Methodist in Spartanburg. Leadership from the Methodist Church came from around the country to be there to thank her for lending her voice to that fight. And so it really does mean a lot to me that I was lucky enough to have her as my mom. And now my dad, still a member of Central, he is part of our reconciling class that we have there at Central Methodist. And he has always been a quiet supporter of me and my siblings, but parental support is amazing. And like I said with my mom, supporting her children, whether they are her biological children or those people in the community that she views as children. She's a great, they're both great examples. And I was lucky to be raised in a family with amazing examples of people who are strong in their faith. It's not, my mother always called some people showboat Christians, the people who tell you that they're a Christian and they have to brag about it and they have to almost proselytize to a point that you wonder, why are you making such a big deal out of it? Show me through your actions. Show me through your deeds. Show me through your everyday life that you're a good person and that you care for me and you care for your fellow man. And as long as we're on the subject, that you care for the planet that we live on. Because I love that this church is embracing environmental causes as well.
That's wonderful.
I feel like I need to take a breath now. But thank you for letting me talk about Mom, because she was a special lady and she will always be a special lady to me. And I'm so glad to know that the work she did laid the groundwork for a lot of what's going on in our Methodist congregations here in South Carolina.
She very directly laid the groundwork for our congregation to exist. So we can trace back, our own life exactly back to her and all that she offered and shared. So thank you for continuing on that life and that legacy that she left. And know that we are doing all that we can to continue that work that she started, and to take it to kind of the next step and the next level in her honor, for sure. So I love how you talk about really like the way that your example was so literal life giving to others, especially when you're growing up. So if you had to had a chance to speak to especially some of the youngest folks in our midst, especially some of our queer folks who may not have the family support that you had growing up, what message would you offer to them?
It's a message that I got from my fraternity big brother. When I was in college, I was in a fraternity, very involved. And when I came out to myself, the very first thing I did was I struggled with my identity and my faith and how my faith and my sexuality work together. The second person that I came out to, the very second person that I ever said the words "I'm gay" to, was my big brother. He was a Methodist minister at the time. He has since gotten a little more high church, and I'm not going to say which denomination, but he continued on his faith journey until slightly farther down the road. But he said, remember the basic lines of the Bible. You don't need to remember a particular scripture line. You don't need to carry a Bible with you. Remember that God is love. Yes. And God created you this way. And so just remember that wherever you go. God doesn't make mistakes. God made you the way you are. And you may feel different right now, but celebrate that difference. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you one of the colors of the rainbow. If we were all red or all purple or all blue, it'd be nice. Look at us, it's a blue state. But having the pinks and the browns and the turquoises and the yellows, That's what makes us so unique. And so cling to that. Don't think of it as a negative. Think of it as a positive. And when you're not fitting in, when somebody's making fun of you or you're being the victim of bullying, remember that that person is making fun of you because they're jealous of your sparkle. They're jealous of what makes you unique. It was a lesson that was so hard for me to learn. But growing up, I learned it, that usually when somebody is saying negative things about you, if they've got time to do that, one, they need to work on themselves. But two, usually they're trying to tear you down because they think that'll somehow make themselves better. And so pay them no mind. I can't tell you how often I've had to start ignoring things. I mean, people tell me I'm not the prettiest drag queen. People tell me I'm not their favorite.
What?
Guess what? I know some people just have taste, but that's okay. And guess what? I'm not really crazy about cauliflower. So, okay. Some people love it. They make rice out of it. They make pizza crust out of it. Great. Just not this drag queen. So remember that, like cauliflower, some people like it, some people don't. Some people say good things about it. Some people say bad things. That's just the nature of life. Cling to that one phrase. God love. And if you ever need a hug, find me, because one of the great things about being a drag queen is I'm usually the tallest person in the room. You can find me, and I promise we're going to get through this coronavirus thing. We can hug again, and I will be right there ready to celebrate you and how beautiful you are and remind you of how beautiful you are and give you that hug that we all deserve.
Amen. Well, Patti, if folks want to be able to find you and connect with you online or in person, how can they do so?
I make it really easy. I am all about Patti on all social media. If you go to facebook.com/allaboutpatti, and it's Patti with an I, Instagram, Twitter, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and even, and all joking aside, if folks want to reach out to me, you can even find me at allaboutpatti@icloud.com. That's my email address if folks want to reach out in a more confidential way. But I just love the chance to be with you guys this morning and to catch myself, because I'm trying to do better about that. I always default to certain silly phrases, and I realize that guys falls on the binary. So I'm happy to be with all y'all this morning.
Well, Patti, as soon as we are able to gather and meet in person, I cannot wait for you to be our very first guest in our in-person worship. It will be the highlight of my life to have you come in and get to be with us, and we can get some of those hugs that you talk about. So
I look forward to it. And I will say, for folks who do follow me on social media, there are going to be some things coming up. I'm again celebrating 21 years of performing. So I'm getting ready to announce on my social media a couple of new and different events that I'm going to be doing there in the Charleston area. And so I hope to see some of you all out and about as health and safety protocols allow, and can't wait to come worship with you all in person. One of my favorite hymns is Lord of the Dance, and everyone jokes because I can't dance at all, if you've ever seen me on stage. As the line says, dance, dance wherever you may be. And I hope you guys are praising loud and at home right now and staying safe and being well. And remember, God loves you, I love you, and you are beautiful.
Well, Patti, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, and stay in touch, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.
Friends, we mean it when we say you are beautiful. These aren't just empty words for us, but they are the very heart of who we are. And so we're going to keep talking about how we are all beautiful and the call to share that beauty into the world at our coffee hour. You can find the link right there over on Zoom. You can find the link right there in the comments. We would love to have you come and keep this conversation going. We want to be able to continue connecting with you all week long. Of course, we have Tuesday and Thursday morning prayer. We also have our small groups, Many of them are up and running. We would love for you to be able to connect with other people virtually anywhere you are around the country, around the world. You can find a way to connect with us, and we'd love to do that. You can do that by visiting our website and going to the groups page. So friends, have a wonderful week. Know that no matter what, we know, we say, and we claim that you are beautiful. Go in peace, friends.